Hello students, in today's class let us continue with the chapter trigonometric functions. But before we get into today's topic, I wish to recall what we learned for the past few classes and which are all the things you should remember for the forthcoming topics. Right, so first what we learnt in trigonometric functions, we started with the basic identity cos square x plus sin square x equal to 1. I told you should remember this identity. Then we learnt what is meant by quadrant angles. We derived the cos and sin values for all these quadrant angles. Then very important two results I asked you to remember. One is the sine function and the cos function will remain same during the integral multiple of 2 pi. That is sin 2n pi plus x equal to sin x. Similarly, cos 2n pi plus x equal to cos x. So, during any integral multiple of 2 pi, the value of sine and cos function will remain same. And then similarly, the sin x will become 0 during integral multiple of pi, and cos x will become 0 during odd integral multiple of pi by 2. These two results I told you, you have to remember. After this, we learnt other two identities, 1 plus tan square x equal to secant square x and 1 plus cot square x equal to cosec square x. And also we have learnt other trigonometric functions in terms of sine and cos. Then I told you, you should remember this table, which is the trigonometric ratios of the standard angles starting from 0 to 2 pi. Right. Then we have learnt a sign of trigonometric functions. The cos of minus x is cos x and sin of minus x is minus sin x. The negative sign won't affect cos, but it will affect sin function. Cos of minus x is cos x, sin of minus x is minus sin x. Right. After this, we learnt about the sign of the other trigonometric ratios, and I gave you clue how to remember this. I told you all silver tea cups, first, second, third and the fourth quadrant, you have to move in this way. The first quadrant, all trigonometric ratios are positive. It includes its reciprocal cos, sin, tan, cosec, secant and cot. In the second quadrant, only sine and its reciprocal is positive. In the third quadrant, only tan and its reciprocal is positive. In the fourth quadrant, only cos and its reciprocal is positive. All silver tea cups. And then we have learnt the domain and range of trigonometric functions. And for sine and cots, the domain is the entire real number and the range is the closed interval minus 1 comma 1. And for cosec and secant, the range, the domain will be the entire real number except for cosec, since the denominator is sin x, x should not be equal to n pi, and since the denominator is cos x here x should not be equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2. The range is y should lie in between 1 and minus 1 and it cannot take up the value 0. Similarly, secant cannot take up the value 0 because the denominator cannot be 0, right? So cosec and secant cannot take the value 0 in the range. Then tan x and cot x, similarly, set of all real numbers except the denominator should not become 0 and the range will be entire real number system, because tan x is going to be the ratio of sine and cos, sine theta by cos theta, right? So the range can be entire real number system, and cot x is going to be just the reciprocal of this tan. Therefore, it can also be entire real number system. So the domain and range of all the trigonometric functions we learnt. So these are all the things I told you have to remember. Right? Three basic identities. Then when the sine and the cos function will remain change. Then what is when the sine and the cos function becomes 0, and what will happen if the angle becomes negative in cos and sine and with the other trigonometric ratios. These are all the things we have learnt so far. Now in today's class we are going to learn about trigonometric functions of sum and difference of two angles. nearly 34 identities are there. Only if you know all these identities in your fingertip, you can solve the problems in trigonometry. If you don't know all these identities, it's very difficult to solve the problem. If you know these identities, it's very easy to solve these problems. So kindly spend time to learn all these identities. Right. So first let us start with these two. These two is the basic thing you should know. Sine of minus x equals to minus sin x, cos of minus x equal to cos x. So again I'll give you a clue to remember this. See, sine, S stands for snake, S for snake. Snake is a kind of, what to say, a poisonous animal, right? So it will give negativity. Sine gives negativity. So sine of minus x is minus sin x. In that way you can remember. But cos, it won't affect. See, when we come across sine and cos, one has negative and the other has positive. Obviously, even if we by heart these things, at some point or the other we will forget. They are just humans, we are not machines, right? So you should keep some small hints to remember all these things so that you won't forget. So this is the hint I am giving you. If you are okay with that, you can remember in this way also. So what I told, S stands for snake. Snake is a poisonous animal which spreads negativity. Therefore, sine of minus x is minus sin x. Cos of minus x is cos x. In this way you can remember. Right. Now we are moving on to the main identities. The first identity is cos x plus y equal to cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. Actually, this identity is being derived using very basic distance formula which you will be learning in your chapter straight lines. But still, I don't wish to spend much time on the derivation of this identity, because it's very easy only. It is again defined on a circular way, and we know if they have assumed this angle as x and this angle as y, then the coefficient of this point will become cos x comma sin x. Because we know the definition of cos x, we will get adjacent by hypotenuse, and sine is opposite by hypotenuse. We have derived all these things in the prior. See, if the point P has a comma b as coordinate, a is nothing but cos x, b is nothing but sin x. We have derived. So using the same concept only, they have done all these things. So you just go through it, but it's not of that much important to know the derivation of this identity. You should know the identity. That is very essential. So learn this identity. Cos x plus y equal to cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. This identity is going to stand a basic one for the remaining things, because remaining things are derived from this identity only. So cos x plus y is cos x cos y minus sin y sin y, sin x sin y, sorry. When you have plus, you have to remember it is negative. When it comes to cos x plus y is cos x cos y minus sin x sin y, right? The next identity is cos x minus y. When it comes to minus, it is plus cos x cos y plus sin x sin y. How it is arrived? This is arrived from the previous identity by replacing y by minus y. Right. Next one, cos of pi by 2 minus x equals to sin x. How this is arrived? This is arrived in cos x minus y identity replacing x by pi by 2. Right, because we know what is cos pi by 2. What is cos pi by 2? Cos pi by 2 is 0. So this entire term will become 0, and sin pi by 2 is 1. So 1 into sin x is sin x. So cos pi by 2 minus x, or cos 90 minus x is sin x. Sin pi by 2 minus x is cos x. So when you write cos and sin 90 minus that angle, it will get reversed. Cos will become sin will become cos. Right. How this is arrived? This is arrived by cos 90 minus, see, in this formula, in the place of x you have to replace pi by 2 minus x. So if you substitute in this identity, you will get this sin pi by 2 minus x is cos x, right? Then the next one is sin x plus y equal to sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. You should know the difference between cos x plus y and sin x plus y. Cos x plus y, what we had, see, cos x cos y plus sin x sin y, both cos and then both sin. When it comes to sin cos, cos sin, right? When it comes to cos, both the terms are cos, both the terms are sin. But when it comes to sin x cos y, sin cos, cos sin. Okay, so sin x minus y, when it at the same time, when it comes to sin, if it is plus, this is plus. But when it comes to cos, for minus, we are having plus, the opposite. So in that way you can remember. Sin x plus y is sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. Similarly, sin x minus y is sin x cos y minus cos x sin y. Minus na, here also minus. Okay. Then coming back to the next results, cos pi by 2 plus x equals to minus sin x. These are all obtained by repeatedly applying values in the following identities, right? So if you repeatedly apply values in the place of x, if you put pi by 2, you will arrive at these results. But you should remember all these results. Okay. All these results you should remember. Then come back to tan. Tan x plus y equal to tan x plus tan y divided by 1 minus tan x tan y, where none of the angles is an odd multiple of pi by 2, because if it becomes odd multiple, what will happen? It will become 0, because tan and the denominator will be in terms of cos. So they have given you a condition, it should not be the odd multiple of pi by 2. Right? When it comes to tan x minus y, see, x plus y na, the denominator has become minus, numerator is plus. When it comes to x minus y, numerator is minus, denominator is plus. Tan x minus y is tan x minus tan y divided by 1 plus tan x tan y. Alright. Next comes to cot. Cot is nothing but the reciprocal of tan. So when you analyze the tan formula and cot formula, the numerator of tan has become denominator and denominator of tan has become numerator. See, in the sense, in terms of cot, for tan, if you check the identity, 1 plus tan x tan y is in the denominator. If you take cot x cot y minus 1 is in the numerator, right? And tan x minus tan y is in the numerator, here that is in the denominator. If you check the plus, both the plus identity, see, tan x plus tan y, here cot x plus cot y, here it is in the numerator, here it is in the denominator. And but the reciprocal, so the sign has changed. Cot x cot y minus 1 here, here it is 1 minus tan x tan y, right? In that way you can remember. The next one is cot x minus y. If you remember x plus y, easily you can write x minus y, whichever trigonometric ratio it's going to be, because it is just going to be the sign change. So if you only remember x plus y formula, it is easy to write x minus y, only the sign is going to change. So all the formula you read for x plus y, then automatically you can write for x minus y. Next set of identities we are going to learn for 2x, double angle. So far we have learnt the sum and the difference. Sum of two angle, difference of two angle. X minus y means what? Difference of two angle. X plus y means what? Sum of two angle. Now we are going to learn for double angle, 2x. Cos 2x alone has how many identities? See, 1, 2, 3, 4 equivalent identities. Cos 2x can be written as cos square x minus sin square x, or it can also be written as 2 cos square x minus 1. This is derived from this identity. Instead of sin square x, if you replace it by 1 minus cos square x, from where you got this 1 minus cos square x? Because you know sin square x plus cos square x is 1. So instead of sin square x, you can write 1 minus cos square x. So if you derive it, you will get 2 cos square x minus 1, which can also be written as 1 minus 2 sin square x. How you got this? Here you substituted for sin square. Instead of sin square, you can substitute for cos square also in terms of sin. And this is 1 minus tan square x divided by 1 plus tan square x. So cos 2x formula, in terms of cos alone, if you want to write, you can write 2 cos square x minus 1. In terms of sin alone, if you want to write, you can write 1 minus 2 sin square x. In terms of cos and sin, you want to write, you can write like this. In terms of tan, 1 minus tan square divided by 1 plus tan square. So cos 2x alone, it has 4 equivalent identity. You have to remember all the 4. Similarly, what is sin 2x? Sin 2x is 2 sin x cos x. It has only 2 equivalent identity, 2 sin x cos x, and in terms of tan, 2 tan x divided by 1 plus tan square x. All these double angle formula are arrived from the sum of the angles only. Instead of having 2 different angles, we have replaced the same angle. Instead of x plus y, we have written it as x plus x. So it has become 2x. Similarly, here also in the place of sin of x plus y, in the place of y, we have replaced it as x itself. So it has become sin 2x. For cos 2x, we had 4 equivalent identities. For sin 2x, we have only 2 equivalent identities. Right? Next, we have tan 2x. What is tan 2x? 2 tan x divided by 1 minus tan square x. This is derived from cos 2x and sin 2x. Next is triple angle, sin 3x. First we learnt sum and difference of 2 angles, then we learnt it for double angle. What is cos 2x, what is sin 2x, and what is tan 2x. Now we are going to learn for triple angle, sin 3x. Sin 3x is 3 sin x minus 4 sin cube x. How it is arrived? It is arrived from sin a plus b or sin x plus y identity. In the place of x we have written 2x, in the place of y we have written single angle. Again, when it comes to double angle, again we will apply sin 2x formula. If you keep on substitute, you will arrive at this answer. So sin 3x is 3 sin x minus 4 sin cube x. Similarly, cos 3x is 4 cos cube x minus 3 cos x. Then tan 3x is 3 tan x minus tan cube x divided by 1 minus 3 tan square x. So you have to learn all these 3 formula. Then we are going to learn about the sum half angle, the sum and difference of 2 angles which give you the half angle. What is this? Cos x plus cos y equal to 2 times cos of x plus y by 2 into cos of x minus y by 2. These are all arrived by adding and subtracting cos a plus b, cos a minus b, sin a plus b, sin a minus b identity, right? So when you have half, see here cos x plus cos y, here you have half angle, adding and dividing it by 2, right? So you have to learn these 4 set of formulas from which we can arrive at another result. This also you have to learn. So far around 34 identities we have. Only if you know all these things, we can go ahead with our problems. Now I am going to tell you small clues how you can remember all these identity. I am not interested in deriving all these things, because if you remember, even though you know the derivation, every time you cannot solve and get your identity, right? You have to remember, you have to by heart anyhow these identities. So start by hearting, learn all these identities. Only if you know in your fingertip, you can solve the problems. Now as I told you, I'll give you small clues or hints. How can you remember these identities, right? See, let us start from this. Sin of minus x is minus sin x, cos of minus x is cos x. These two I told you how you can remember. S stands for snake. In that way you can remember these two. Then when it comes to sum and difference of 2 angles, cos x plus y. As I told you, remember for x plus y, then you can very well write for x minus y. It's going to be just sign change. When it comes to cos, you will get for plus, you will get minus. But when it comes to sine, when it is plus, you will get plus only. Right? Remember, this is going to be both cos, this is going to be both sine. But when it comes to sine, sine cos you will have. In that way, you can remember these four identity. Now come back to this set of identities. I'll give you a clue. When it comes to pi by 2 angle, cos will become sine will become cos. When it comes to pi and 2 pi, cos will remain cos, sine will remain sine. There won't be any change in the trigonometric function. See, when it comes to pi by 2, either it is going to be plus angle or minus angle. Pi by 2 plus x or pi by 2 minus x, cos is going to become sine, sine is going to become cos. But when it comes to pi and 2 pi, whether it is going to be sum of the angle or if you are going to subtract an angle from it, cos and sine remain same. Cos is going to remain as cos, sine is going to remain sine only. Right? Now come back to the signs. How you are going to assign your sign? I have told already. All silver teacups. First, second, third and the fourth quadrant. When it comes to pi by 2 minus x, pi by 2 minus x na, see, you know from here to here it is pi by 2, this is pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. When I say pi by 2 minus x, that a particular angle is going to lie in the first quadrant only. If it is pi by 2 plus x only, it will move to the second quadrant. From pi by 2, I am subtracting some angle, so still it will lie in the first quadrant. Hope you understood. Appo cos of pi by 2 minus x. So that angle is going to lie in the first quadrant only. But in the first quadrant, all are positive. So your answer will be positive. Right? When it comes to pi by 2 plus x, what will happen? It will plus x means it will move to the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, only sine and its reciprocal is positive. So when it comes to cos, the answer should be negative. Hope you understood. When it comes to sine, the answer should be positive. Now I am talking about only the sine, right? What answer it is going to be, that I told you. When it comes to pi by 2, sine will become cos, cos will become sine. When it comes to pi and 2 pi, the same trigonometric ratio you should retain. Okay. And also I said, what now I am talking about the sign. So how you will assign the sign of these functions? For that you can use this clue. Okay. When it comes to all silver teacups, pi by 2 minus x means it will lie in the first quadrant itself. First quadrant, all are positive. So cos pi by 2 minus x is positive sin x, sin pi by 2 minus x is positive cos x. But when it comes to pi by 2 plus x, it will move on to the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, only sine and its reciprocal is positive. So cos answer will be negative, whereas sine will become positive. When it comes to pi minus x, till this it is pi. Pi minus x means still it remains in the second quadrant only. Again in the second quadrant, only sine and its reciprocal is positive. So sine answer is positive. See, sine answer is positive. I am sorry, here pi minus x means it will lie in the second quadrant, so it is positive. But cos will become negative. When it comes to pi plus x now it will move on to the third quadrant. Third quadrant, only tan and its reciprocal is positive. But cos and sine should become negative. That's why both the answers are in negative. Right? When it comes to 2 pi minus x means it will remain in the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, only cos and its reciprocal is positive. So the answer for cos is positive, whereas the answer for sine is negative. Yes. So you can remember in this way this set of identities from 7 to 16. You can remember in this way. Okay. Now come back to tan x plus y and tan x minus y. There is no other go. You have to remember tan x plus tan y divided by 1 minus tan x tan y. So it's like plus means numerator is plus and denominator is minus. When it comes to minus, numerator is minus and the denominator is plus. As I told you, if you remember, for x plus y, cos x plus y, sin x plus y and tan x plus y alone, you can very well write x minus y identity, because it's just going to be sign change, right? And here also I can give you a clue. Tan is sine by cos. For sine x plus y, we are doing the sign plus only. So the same way the numerator is going to be plus only as sine, because tan has the numerator sine. In that way you can remember. Then from this cot x plus y, cot x minus y, as I told earlier, cot is going to be the reciprocal of tan. So the denominator of tan has become numerator, numerator of tan has become denominator, right? Then come back to double angle. So I told you there are 4 equivalent identities. So depending on the problem, depending on the situation, you can utilize. If you want to write 2x in terms of cos square x alone, you can take this identity. If you want in sine square, you can take this identity likewise, right? So there are 4 equivalent identities. Then come back to sin 2x. Sin 2x is 2 sin x cos x. Again, in terms of tan, it is going to be 2 tan x divided by 1 plus tan square. So from these two only we have derived tan 2x. How? Because tan 2x is sin 2x divided by cos 2x. So what is sin 2x? 2 tan x divided by 1 plus tan square x. Cos 2x is 1 minus tan square x divided by 1 plus tan square x. So denominator will get cancelled. 2 tan x divided by 1 minus tan square x. So that is tan 2x. So if you remember these two, you can write what is a formula for tan 2x, right? Next, let us see for a triple angle. Sin 3x is 3 sin x minus 4 sin cube x. When it comes to cos, you have to write in the reverse way. 4 cos cube x minus 3 cos x. When it comes to tan 3x, 3 tan x minus tan cube x divided by 1 minus 3 tan square x. It's like similar to the 2x formula. It's just the extension. If you see it, for tan 2x it is 2 tan x, here it is going to be 3 tan x, and cube term you should have, so minus tan cube x divided by, here it is 1 minus tan square x, here it is 3 times tan square x. In that way you can remember, right? Next, come back to the next 4 set of identity. For this I will give you a clue how you can remember. You can remember like a song. See, you can remember like a song. Yes plus yes, yes minus s, c plus c, c minus c, s c, c s, c c, s s minus. This way you can remember, right? I repeat, s plus s, s minus s, c plus c, c minus c, s c, c s, c c, s s minus. So if you remember this, if you get any identity in your exam paper also, you can write it in a short form in a corner of a paper, so that you can recall the identity. For s minus s, if you need, you can see cs, so cos, sin, and you can identify. Actually, what does it mean? S plus s means sin x plus sin y, which is equal. So everywhere you have to put 2. Okay, that is default. So 2 sin x plus y by 2 into x minus y by 2. Then s minus s means sin x minus sin y, which means cos x plus y by 2 sin x minus y by 2. Right? For the first thing you have to put x plus y by 2. For the second thing you have to put x minus y by 2. C plus c means cos x cos y. Cos, cos. For c minus c means sin, sin, but it is minus. So s plus s, s minus s, c plus c, c minus c, s c, c s, c c, s s minus. So in this way you can remember. And one more thing is, when you have single angle here in the sum, when you have single angle here, you should have half angle. You have to add and divide by 2. See, when you have single angle, you have to add and divide by 2, subtract and divide by 2. Now, the similar identity only we are going to have in the next set. See, the same set of identities only, S plus S, S minus S, C plus C, C minus C, SC, CS, CC, SS minus. But what is the difference from there and here? There we had only single angle, here sin x plus sin y. So, here we had sum of two angles and difference of two angles. The same only even here, when you have instead of x we have x plus y and here we have x minus y. So, here actually what we should do, we should add these two angles and divide by 2. அப்போ என்ன ஆகும், x plus y plus x minus y plus y minus y will get cancelled. 2x divided by 2, 2 will get cancelled. So, we will get only single angle. So, the same set of identities, instead here we are having sum and difference of two angles. So, we get the single angles here. But there, here we had a single angle. So, here we have written sum and the difference of two angles divided by 2. Hope you understood, right? So, anyhow, by keeping any clues or any hints, you have to remember all these 34 identities. Only if you remember these 34 identities, we can solve the problems, or else we cannot. So, in today's class, actually I spent the entire class today to give you hints and clues to learn all these identities. So, today's homework is going to be write all these identities 2 times, write all these identities 2 times and learn by heart all these identities and keep it everything in your fingertip so that you can solve the problems easily, right? So, I repeat what you should do, you should learn and write all these identities 2 times and post the pics in the group. I may ask any question before we get into the exercise, right? Thank you, students.